If you thought you were having a bad day, just look at mine.
That's what you call a bearing off start, and great fright, but all turned out fine for Conrad Colman. The race has been on for nearly a month, and statistics confirm. It's a moment into the race when damages and misfortunes of all kinds occur the most. Last night, somewhere out in the Atlantic South, a mast and a dream were broken. Those of Kejiuo Shiraishi, first Asian competitor in the history of the Vendee Globe, forced to abandon, the Japanese is en route towards Cape Town. Worries as well for Thomas during a maneuver yesterday. 4 mainsail battens broken. It's a bummer. Gonna have to fix that. Already prepared everything to fix my battens. Here, I have the broken pieces. Nothing irremediable, thank goodness, but tremendous energy spent to get it fixed. There, it's okay. I made the mainsail. It took me a lot of time. Some energy, but it's back in order. And with the mainsail in good state, so that's great. Boats and rigs that are starting to suffer, men wrung by fatigue at the moment where sailing conditions are becoming tougher for the whole fleet. We're finally caught up by the depression. Sea isn't too rough. However, there's a lot of wind, 35, 40 knots. There. It's not over yet, but it feels like it's calming down a little. The last 24 hours were extremely difficult. There. I'm anxious it be over so I can rest a little more. Paul Meillat relieved of Jérémy Bayou these last hours ever since Jérémy lowered his mainsail, having problems with a traveler head. Jérémy is heading towards Amsterdam Island, right in the middle of the Indian Ocean, so he can intervene in less agitated waters. Apart from that, Armel Leclerc, still in the lead, maintains Alex Thomson in his wake at about 30 miles.
Man, if you thought you were having a bad day, just look at mine. There is a way out of this, but man, I really wish we hadn't done this. Here we go. Why is it that the worst days always have the best sunsets? Look at that. Glad that day's over. Now let's roll into the next.
And a very warm welcome to 1 month into this 8th edition of the Vendee Globe. It's Sunday, it's day number 29, it's midday in the UTC world, 1300 hours, exactly 1 month since the Vendee Globe started this Sunday, the 4th of December. Special guest today is Hugues Destremau from Northg, France, who supplied the sails for no less than 22 of the IMOCA's racing, including the race leader Armel Leclerc, second place Seb Joss. 2 North Sails boats in the top 3, Hugues?
Yes, definitely. Indeed. Very happy about that.
And unfortunate news during the night, though, for Kejiuo Shiraishi, the Japanese skipper, taking on his first Vendee Globe. He broke the top third of his mast off in strong winds around about 2:30 in the morning, UTC times, about 305 miles southwest of the Cape of Good Hope. And he's officially retired, unfortunately, from the race this morning. There was no possibility of him continuing safely. Other damage in the strong winds, Jérémy Bayou on Maître has had a failure of the hook at the top of his mast on the mainsail main track. He's heading up towards Amsterdam Island, where he's looking for some quieter conditions to make some kind of repair. And the same fate also for Arnaud Boissier on La Mie Caline. He's making 7 knots just now and looking to make some kind of repair also. Anyway, let's have a look at the classements. The standings at midday show us that Armel Leclerc is still on top, making 19 knots of boat speed on starboard jibed last night. Alex Thomson is 39.7 miles behind. He's made 11 miles back this morning, back on, as I say, on his favoured starboard jibe. Sebastien Josse, 596 miles behind the leaders. Paul Mea in fourth, going really well just now, 1,127 miles behind the leaders, but he has been fastest over the course of the last 24 hours and has made a 100 miles back on the top two since yesterday. Jeremy Biou, as we said, heading slightly slowly towards the Amsterdam island, 1,373 miles behind the leader. Jan Elias at 1,695 miles behind the top boats. In seventh place, Jean-Pierre Dick, 1,969 miles. He's made a few miles back in the leaders too. Jean Le Cam in eighth, 2,171 miles. Thomas Rion in ninth place, 2,322 miles behind the leaders. And Quito de Pavon making up the top 10, 2,905 miles behind the leaders. Alex Thomson, as we said, is going particularly well, is making back miles over the course of the morning, 11 miles back on the leader, Armel Leclerc. And I do hope that we have Alex Thomson on Hugo Boss. Alex, how are you this Sunday?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, Andy. Been a difficult night, very windy. Not really been able to go very far because of the sea conditions. So I had to throttle back a fair bit overnight, keep calm and try not to break anything.
And Alex, we're at 1 month in. How do you feel today?
Yeah, not too bad. It's I think it's unbelievable that in kind of 5 days' time we're going to be halfway through the race, which just seems incredible, really. You know, it's been amazingly fast. So I'm pretty pleased about that. Currently, I'm pretty tired. It's been very gusty and windy, so I could do with some sleep. A little bit damp inside the boat, so not great living conditions at the moment. But yeah, apart from that, I'm well fed, and yeah, looking forward to the next front. We're getting northerly. It's not the fastest point for me, but we get the nice warm, stable air, and it's a good time to be able to rest.
And Alex, how do you pace yourself against Armel?
It's virtually impossible for me to pace myself to him because obviously on one side I'm significantly slower than him.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to really. I'm trying to just play my own game and not worry too much about Armel. He's got a different speed to me, so he's likely not to go the same way. So yeah, I'm trying to just play my own game really. I think if I try to pace it, then I'm probably at some point going to push the boat too hard. Don't really want to risk that right now.
And tell us a little bit about seeing the helicopter the other day. What was that like from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a bit weird, really, because, although I knew I was 25, 30 miles away from the Kerguelen Islands, I couldn't see anything. You probably couldn't see more than 2 miles because the visibility was so bad. So even though I knew there was a helicopter coming, I didn't know whether they'd find me. I didn't know where they were coming from. So yeah, it was a surprise. It was a nice surprise. Good to be able to see other people. I've had a lot of comments about the amazing footage that they took of the boat, and I think I was a bit astonished really because for me, I guess it's just normal. That's not abnormal conditions. That's the Southern Ocean. In fact, if anybody sees on the tracker a boat is averaging more than 20 knots, that's likely to be what it's like. So, yeah, I was a bit surprised, but it's great. It was great that, that we were able to do that. I think, it shows people what it's like, how hard, I guess, it is, and how uncomfortable it can be. So, well, I was very happy to do that.
Absolutely, Alex. Huge respect to you. I mean, it looked incredible, and so you're going to be about 6 days ahead of the record pace when you get to Cape Lewin. That's incredible.
I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think, it's amazingly fast, this trip so far. I think my first Vendee Globe after 30 days, I was only south of Africa, and now I'm going to be south of New Zealand eventually. So, it's incredible.
And Alex, just a few words for Koji Shirashai, who's lost the top of his mast and is having to retire. Obviously, your old boat.
Yeah, I just saw the email from the race direction saying what's happened to him exactly.
He just lost the top of the mast, unfortunately, so he's had to retire.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm so. I mean, I feel very sad for Koji.
I think we're just losing the Alex there, unfortunately. Alex? No, unfortunately, Alex, we just have lost him at that touching moment, really, because Koji's boat, of course, Hughes is the old Hugo Boss, and he was having a great race, was Koji.
He was unbelievably doing unbelievably well. He was just getting into the Vendee Globe as everybody wants to see it, like bad weather and unfortunately we've worked on his sails a lot with him, and his goal and all his the setup of his sails were designed to last.
Yeah.
And we made the choice regarding the budget and regarding his goals, and all his. It's so unfortunate. He must be devastated, and as his supplier, we're very very saddened by this news. Obviously,
it's a very tough race, isn't it, for the skippers?
It is. It is. We know that Kejiuo put everything into this race, and having a weird problem like this with the top of the mast breaking with no sails on where there was no sails is weird. So yeah. It's very unexpected, and yeah, that's the Vendee Globe. You have to earn the finish line, definitely.
You do indeed. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the development that has gone on since the last race for the top guys. What's the pace of development been over the last 4 years? Well,
over the last 4 years, North Sails has made improvement in the 3DI, obviously, but the 3DI itself remains the principle of 3DI remains the same. It's still filament tapes and with Dyneema aramid, and pretty much it. What we've changed and what we've improved is just the weight and the structure of the sail.
So the sails are lighter.
And the control, and the control of the better handling, if you will, of the flying shape versus the design shape. So. Along with everything, all of this aspect is also the reliability. We are very happy to have had François Gabard winning the last edition of the Vendee Globe, but his sails were already really nice. But we also improved, and we hope that. We hope we're going to win again.
Here's hoping. Well, I mean, tell us a little bit how do the projects work? You have so many different projects at the top of the game. They all work independently. They all develop independently, and there's no, intelligence crossover.
No, we have to be very discreet amongst all the projects that we provide sales for, because for the top ones at least, they request that they have their own development, their own sales, and we don't really. I mean, they want to be their own decider. Yeah, they want to have their own decision, and
So
they don't want
different
the others.
designers from different teams, or
Not necessarily. We have only we've had only 3 designers designing sails for the Vendee Globe, but each project is different in a way that the skipper wants to sail his boat, and he requests a certain area, certain type of angle he wants to use the sail.
can you tell us anything about that? Just in general terms, what different skippers want in particular?
Basically,
Or I mean, some skippers want refined sails that they have to trim more than others. Others want to just set a flying shape and just be able to leave it as much as possible. Is that?
well, it's more like I want this kind of Jenniker, for example, full, because I'm not sure I'm gonna. I want to make the choice to either replace my spinnaker if I have a problem with my spinnaker, or another one would say, no, I want a flat Jenniker because I don't want. I'm betting that I will keep my A2 full. So, and if I break it, then it's my fault. But so it's a different philosophy of sailing, and of course it impacts the draft of each sail, the luff curve, all the design and everything. So it makes it very very interesting. We can also we even for the top projects we even went to impact. I mean, the request was to fit into Polar with some VPP inputs. So it went really far. Like the guys sailing right now for the Armel, for example, has a routing software that can how do you say, that can understand the time you take to change a sail. So you know, I mean, these guys are really going into details now. So that's an aspect, and another aspect is, of course, the budget for lower budget projects. And then others are like, okay, it's the first time doing the Vendee Globe. I don't know exactly what I need, so help me. You know, this is the boat. This is what I have. I don't have this. Just have this much money, and I want to finish. So please help me. So it's
And across the whole span of the fleet, you've made over 100 sails for the Vendee Globe fleet.
100 new sails, yes. And we have provided sails for 22 boats out of 29, and 12 boats are fully equipped with no sails. So we're very happy, and we're kind of boasting about it a little bit.
Meantime, your brother Sebastien is having a few problems. We do have him on the line. If you'd like to say hello and speak English, please.
Oh.
And he'll speak his special Australian. Anyway, Seb, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, and yourself?
Not too bad. Listen, I have your brother with us. He's going to speak to you.
Yeah, so how are you doing?
Hi. I'm great. I'm busy, kind of, you know, but no, I'm great. Fantastic out there.
So yeah, we have
great
conditions. We have nice images of your boat sailing off the line currently on the screen. So how does this boat look like now? Is it still the same?
Well, it looks pretty
like
neat
a garage
still. I'm sorry we can't get the camera to work. Everything is in place, but I can't hear you guys, and apparently it was okay to hear me. But anyway, it's not malfunctioning at the moment, so I'm sorry about that. But otherwise, yeah, no, the boat is great. It's in the boat itself is in good shape.
How's your engine?
Yeah. I knew that question was coming.
I didn't ask it. I didn't go there.
The engine is still a work in progress. You know, it's a long. I'm taking it very, very, very slowly and carefully. I certainly don't want to break anything that would be a major. And I'm struggling with bits and pieces in the engine that are a bit stuck. but I don't want to break them because I don't have any fins. So I just take it very, very carefully, putting some WD-40 and waiting and heating up and etc. in order to unblock or it's very sticky, this piece, and I need this to be dismantled. So yeah, it's just work in progress.
So what?
We know we have the solution.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. Yeah, what was the question?
The question is now, how about your sales? I've been working hard on those. So please tell me, how are they?
Well, the sales are fine. The sales are great, and I have zero issue with the sales so far. So which is pretty good. I'm under the A3 and full main sale at the moment. Zero problem with sales. So that's good. It's great.
Good. Seb, a pleasure to speak with you. I hope you get yourself sorted out.
Enough. Well, you worked hard enough on those sales to make sure that they're good. The only thing is the Space Ocean logo over there at the top disappears. So that's
man. Okay, you have to come back then. All right.
Oh man.
No, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you do this thing around and come back to us quickly. You can push, they're good sales. You can push.
Yeah, well, I take it carefully,
Good.
No point trying to push this boat and break something major. So far we've done okay. We've gone that far and trying to get across the Indian Ocean in one piece and one step at a time.
Perfect.
At the moment, I'm focusing on the engine.
Good job.
Good job. Stay with it, Seb, and hopefully we'll have some good news in a few days' time. Good luck with that.
Yes, I'm sure we will. That's next on my job list, Andy. Please.
Good.
Is to fix the video, okay?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for the
Great
call,
job.
guys. Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, cheers. Bye. Cheers. Thank you.
So what's he really like?
No, he's happy.
He's happy.
He's doing his challenge, his life challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say to him when he told you he was going to do the Vendee Globe?
I looked at him and I said, "You're up to some very serious trouble here." He said, "Yep, that's what I want to do." I said, "Okay, just
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. I'll be helping. I'll be doing my best to help. I mean,
And do you fancy it yourself?
definitely."
Anyway, let's have a look at the animation, the 3D animation for the last 24 hours and what's happening just now. We see that Louis Berton passed the Cape of Good Hope last night at 5 o'clock. First time into the Indian Ocean for the skipper of Buru Valley. It's the furthest he's ever been south. He leads a posse of 9 boats within 250 miles of him, riding back to Rich Wilson in 20th place. Nandor Fa should be passing the Cape of Good Hope just now. Jean-Pierre Dick in 7th is just under 2,000 nautical miles behind the leaders, made a few miles, jibing down the ice while at the moment. Jean Le Cam is in 9th place, 160 miles ahead of Thomas Riong. They're on opposite jibes. Meantime, Jan Elias on Queganeer slowed for most of yesterday and trying to miss a low-pressure system, but he's going well now. Maitre Coq was going well until the mast track car problem started. But meantime, the fastest in the fleet is the Rocket Rookie, Paul Mea on SMA, averaging more than 20 knots. Seb Joss has regained some ground, but is doing the ice skate slalom at this very moment in tough conditions, reported big waves this morning, and he'll have 40 knots later in the day. And the centre court match, advantage to Armel Leclerc just now, jibed last night, and they're about half an hour apart last night in the jibes, and they're about 39 miles, I think. The Meteo, if we could maybe have a look at the Meteo screens just now. Well, the leaders are in moderate breeze, 18 knots from the southwest for the top 2. Seb Joss has slowed a little bit on a ridge, but the lowest coming in for him, bringing us, as I said, about 40 knots. SMA, perfect conditions at the leading edge of the low pressure system. Flatter water just now as the front of the low pressure system. Jan Elias in the back of the same low has plenty of wind and bigger seas in the meantime. The gang of three really are between the two systems, moderate breezes for them, becoming strong northwesterlies, and at the Cape of Good Hope, the entry to the Indian Ocean is seeing moderate breezes for between the bottom of the South Atlantic high and the low pressure train. So that's the meteo situation just now. There's some big low pressures around and they're causing a few problems and they're just very quickly looking at the leader situation there on the right, approaching Cape Lewin. They have about 18 to 20 knots of breeze under or just in front of that little ridge, and then we see the blue circle is Sebastien Josse, green circle is Jeremy Bayou and SMA, and then just behind them you have the group of three as well. So that's that screen, and then hopefully we'll look at the situation in the bottom of the South Atlantic high, where you have this group of 9 boats in good breezes making across to the passage of Cape of Good Hope just now, led by Louis Burton last night. Louis Burton into strong winds. He did a few problems himself, and then this group, we should see a fair number of boats passing the Cape of Good Hope over the course of today and tomorrow. Anna Corbea has done 2 Barcelona World races. She's been round the world twice, and she has aspirations to do the next Vendee Globe. She did try to get to the start line this time round, and unfortunately didn't quite make it. But I asked her how close she'd got.
I tried, and I only had 1 year to find the budget, and I was not very lucky with that part. And then I decided it's better to do it in 2020. With more options and a good project.
And how difficult is it to find funding in Spain at the moment?
I think it's very difficult. My opinion and my experience says that in Spain sailing is not a popular sport. So every time you go to a company, you have to explain everything, and they look at you like, okay, what are you going to do? It's not like, I think, in France, you go and you say Vendee Globe, and all the people know what's that, and in Spain it's different. And we have to work a lot, I think, in Spain from the base, and work a lot to let people know what is this sport and from the base, because we have a lot of work to do.
And when you look at this race, Anna, it's very, very inclusive, isn't it? Where you have the very high level, and then you have some guys who are just really the adventurers. Where would you see yourself fitting into the fleet? What's the level that you would set yourself to really go for the next Vendee Globe?
Yeah, I think that for me it would be good to be like in the middle group. I have lived the adventure in the first Barcelona World Race. That was with Di Cafari, with my first experience. The second time with Gerard, we were a little bit more performance, so I am happy pushing a little bit the boat, and I think I need a boat that matches my way of sailing, and probably this is not a foil boat or a very fast boat, but I need a boat to finish the race and to do a good result and to manage the boat, and I think I need to work a lot on the maneuver and do little sails, and because these boats are quite hard to manage for me.
And in an ideal world, when would you hope to start, and how would you hope to start on your Vendee Globe program?
Yes, I'm starting now because
you're in the mini just now.
Yeah, my plan is because I didn't find the money for the Vendee. I say, okay, I need to sail in solo. I need to begin to continue learning. Because the last years I was sailing double-handed all the time, and I like to sail in solo, and I want to improve. So I decided that I need an affordable project, and this is the Mini Transat again. It's a race that I love. I did it in 2009, and it's a good school for solo sailors. And I want to do that the next year, 2017, and when I finish the Mini Transat, I will probably begin the campaign of IMOCA, but I need the sponsor, of course. And my plan would be to do the Route du Rhum, the Jacques Vabre, Barcelona World Race if there is a Barcelona World Race, and then finally the Vendee Globe. So at the moment I think very big and I dream big, and I would like to do all the circuit.
And when you look at this race and it's going on just now, that presumably really inspires you to push ahead for your next project.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes when you see some things, maybe they push you some things when you see that they are maybe cold, wet. You say, oh my God, I want to do that, sure. But yeah, I know that I need to do that because it's my logical step in my career as a skipper, and I think I need to do that. And when I will be old, I want to say I have done the Vendee Globe and not I
wish.
Yeah, so I want to be proud, and I think I have to do it now.
So Anna Corbea, they're wanting to be proud in the future and looking forward to trying to get to the start of the next Vendee Globe. A very, very accomplished skipper now with 2 round-the-world races to her credit. Hughes, you listened through the French live, some interesting things going on there. Paul Mea, the fastest rookie just now, and fastest in the fleet indeed, he's going really well.
He's doing really well. He was sailing, really fast to reef, J3, 40 knots, good sea, perfect conditions to go to sail fast, but he's tired and he wants things to calm down now.
Yeah, indeed. Eric Bellion, you spoke with, or you heard on, he was starting to get really into the race. He started fairly slowly, just winding up, and he's just been through his first storm.
Yeah, he went through his first storm. He's just, he was worried, always worried about everything, and now that he went through his first storm safely, he's just like, he's building confidence, and he's very happy about this.
And Fabrice Amedeo.
Fabrice Amedeo went also really fast. He surfed 30 plus knots in GPS, during which surf he broke his outrigger, and no, it's just a jockey pull, not an outrigger, a jockey pull. So he was kind of happy to show that he broke something through this huge surf. And
Thomas Rouillon has been through hell repairing his or replacing his mainsail battens.
Yeah, he just had a crash jibe because of issues with his jib while jibing. So he broke 4 battens, 3 of which had to be taken off the sail and then down below re-glued, and it's just. But he's managing. He's done it, and now he's sailing back at full speed, so that's good.
Our thoughts with Koji Shirashai then as he heads for Cape Town. We spoke with Shota Kandi, his PR, who explained what had gone on around about 2:30 this morning. He was sailing, and he was actually inside the boat, and he heard a bang and the top of the mast has gone, so you can just see that there. And he's subsequently been up the mast and cut away the debris and is in better shape. Shota told us that he was initially he just didn't have words for what happened, didn't know how to respond, but now he's in a much more positive frame of mind. And we do know that Koji's a real warrior, and we hopefully will see him back in the Vendee Globe in the future. So that's it from our Vendee Globe Live, our little slice of English for the day. Armand Lecléache still on top, but the 2 leaders very, very tight, and Alex Thomson coming back. Join us again tomorrow for the Vendee Live, same time and the same place.
Alors à bord de Finistère-Mervent, nous sommes à 1 mois pile du départ, c'est-à-dire ça fait 4 semaines qu'on est parti des Sables d'Olonne. Nous sommes aujourd'hui sur Finistère-Mervent en 8e position avec derrière en 9e position Tom Rouille sur le Souffle du Nord et notre Chevalier Noir avec Saint-Michel-Virbach en 7e position. Nous attaquons une dépression, une grosse dépression qui est prévue pour cet après-midi et ce soir. Nous serons aux îles Kerguelen le 6 au matin vers 1h, 2h du matin. Il faut savoir qu'ici, le soleil se couche vers 16h hein, et à minuit, il fait quasiment jour. Donc les nuits sont courtes, heureusement. et donc la température est assez fraîche. L'actualité de la journée, ben, c'est le dématage du samouraï des mers et qu'on regrette vraiment parce que Kejiuo était vraiment un compétiteur et qui avait bien préparé son bateau. C'était une représentation du Japon. Il y a aussi Maître Coq qui a des problèmes de grand voile et qui essaye de réparer, j'imagine. Et donc voilà, nous sommes souvent suivis par de nombreux oiseaux, des petits oiseaux et deux gros albatros qui volent autour de nous. Et donc voilà, PRB est reparti de Capton et a pu réparer pour remonter à son port d'attache ou peut-être les Sables d'Olonne. Et donc voilà l'actualité de la semaine, sans oublier quand même notre chevalier noir qui nous a fait rire avec qui a mordu la ligne d'exclusion et qui a été obligé de revenir à son point de passage. Ça, c'était un des moments de la semaine les plus forts et les plus passionnants. Donc voilà, bah écoutez, préparez bien les fêtes hein, parce que ça va venir vite. Et puis nous, ben on se réchauffe, on est un peu frais et on pense bien à vous et à bientôt.
Bonjour Eric, on espère que vous n'avez pas autant de bricolage à faire que ce qu'on vient de voir pour Thomas Ruyant.
Écoute, non, sur Comme un seul homme, les petits bricolages du matin, ça a été recoller un taquet qui a été arraché pendant la DEP, et puis une petite intervention sur la barre de liaison des safrans, mais à part ça, rien à signaler, tout va bien.
Olivia.
Coucou Eric, c'est Olivia. Écoute, on est content de te voir en pleine forme parce qu'on a vu quand même il y a quelques jours, tu avais dû avoir un petit coup de mou. Là, tu as l'air bien reparti comme en 40.
Ouais, écoute, ça va très bien. Effectivement, bon petit coup de mou avant de rentrer dans les latitudes australes. Fatigue et puis un peu d'appréhension, hein, forcément. Donc tout ça, ça fait un petit cocktail un peu difficile. C'est sûr qu'on ne rentre pas dans ces zones-là sans un peu d'appréhension. Et donc voilà. Mais écoute, maintenant, depuis que j'y suis, depuis que j'ai eu là, ma deuxième petite dépression, que je suis dans les 40e là, depuis aujourd'hui, ça va très bien, j'ai la grande forme, je suis très heureux d'être là. Je savoure le plaisir d'être là, d'avoir pris la décision d'être là. Et vraiment, c'est cool, quoi. C'est cool.
Michel, on a rétabli la liaison avec Éric Bellion. Vous pouvez justement continuer ce que disait François, hein, les encouragements. Et c'était normal, il fallait y aller dans ces mers du Sud et y aller avec prudence.
Salut Eric, bah, écoute, on compte sur toi pour continuer ce que tu nous fais depuis le début avec motivation et maintenant quelques certitudes en plus d'aller affronter un coin où il n'y a pas grand monde qui va. Mais après, tu auras le droit de revenir dans l'Indien, mais dans les mers chaudes quand tu auras fini ton tour. On compte sur toi.
Écoute, je vais y aller, je vais aller voir en tout cas. Je vais essayer de faire de mon mieux. J'avoue que tous les jours, j'apprends quelque chose. Tous les jours, c'est une aventure, c'est un tatouage en plus. Là, c'est sûr que la dépression d'hier, c'était la première fois que j'avais autant de vent en solitaire sur l'IMOCA. Donc tout ça, c'est nouveau. L'Indien a une réputation intéressante. Donc je vais aller voir, avec prudence. C'est sûr que avec voilà, c'est comme ça que de toute façon que je navigue. Et puis au fur et à mesure, c'est vrai que je ressens de plus en plus d'harmonie avec le bateau. Je le connais de plus en plus, donc je vais pouvoir, j'espère aussi accélérer. Mais pour l'instant, mon objectif, c'est de continuer à naviguer comme ça. Ouais.
Bravo, Éric Bellion, avec tous les gens ici au salon qui t'applaudissent. Parce qu'il y a énormément de monde et qu'il y avait même des gens proches de ton équipe, comme un seul homme. Et François Gabard et Michel Desjoyaux sont enchantés de t'avoir eu et ils t'encouragent pour ce que tu fais. C'est super. Allez, on retourne avec l'ami Loïc Lebras. Salut Eric.
Ouais, on dit au revoir à Eric Bellion, on peut l'encourager encore une fois. Parce qu'il aborde les mers du Sud, les 40e rugissants, et qu'il a bien besoin de réconfort. Ouais, il nous met ces dernières images de son bateau qui file donc dans les 40e. Au revoir Eric.
Au revoir et bon salon à tous et merci. Salut, salut, salut.
Merci Pierre-Louis, on revient vers vous dans quelques minutes puisqu'on est en train, nos équipes sont en train d'établir une liaison avec Paul Meillat le temps que, visiblement c'est bon. Alors voilà, on a Paul Meillat en ligne, Paul Meillat qui est à bord de SMA en 4e position. Paul, on a vu la vidéo que vous avez envoyée hier matin et visiblement les conditions étaient assez musclées. Racontez-nous un petit peu ce que vous vivez en ce moment.
Bonjour à tous. Ça vient de se calmer là, il y a quelques heures. Bon, il y a encore quelques rafales à 30-35 nœuds, mais le vent a commencé à tourner à l'ouest, ce qui veut dire que c'est bientôt la fin et que la mer va devenir un peu pénible. Mais pendant 2 jours, la mer était très bien organisée et le vent assez fort mais très régulier, qui permettait d'aller très vite. Avec quand même un vent entre 35 et 40 nœuds pendant quasiment 24 heures. Donc c'était un peu la guerre à bord, impossible de se déplacer quasiment parce que le bateau fait vraiment des mouvements très brutaux. Mais étonnamment, le bateau est hyper stable.
Et Paul, vous avez certainement suivi un petit peu les dernières informations du Vendée Globe, et notamment une qui vous concerne pas directement, mais presque. Vous avez perdu votre camarade de jeu, votre compagnon d'aventure, Jérémy Bayou, qui a eu une petite avarie.
Ouais, j'ai vu sur les derniers classements qu'il y avait un problème, il avait un souci de vitesse, donc je me suis douté de quelque chose. Et puis j'ai reçu le message ce matin qu'il y avait eu, je sais qu'il y a eu plusieurs avaries aussi à l'arrière de la flotte. Et qu'il avait un problème avec sa grand voile, j'en sais pas plus, mais en tout cas, c'est sûr que dans des conditions comme ça, pour réparer, c'est pas possible, donc il a été obligé de faire du nord pour retrouver des conditions plus calmes.
Olivia.
Oui, coucou Paul, Olivia. Écoute, quand je regarde les classements, je vois que tu es quand même le plus rapide de la flotte en ce moment, malgré des conditions difficiles. C'est du pilotage là, à ce niveau-là, dans les conditions que tu as. Comment tu navigues, Paul, et puis aussi comment tu es toilé?
En fait, non, finalement c'est assez compliqué avant que ça arrive, parce qu'on a eu du mal on a dû bien bagarrer avec Jérémy qui était avec moi pour arriver à passer juste devant cette dépression. Et une fois qu'on s'est fait rattraper, après la difficulté c'est de trouver la bonne voilure et surtout de la mettre au bon moment, parce qu'une fois qu'on est parti avec des bateaux qui partent à 25 voire 30 nœuds dans les surfs, il est hors de question de sortir sur le pont pour manœuvrer, parce que c'est un peu compliqué, donc il faut bien anticiper, analyser la météo pour savoir ce qu'on va mettre. Et moi je suis parti sur une configuration, j'avais 2 riz dans la grande voile et le J2 au début, parce qu'on devait être assez low-fait en fait par rapport au vent. Donc, je suis passé J3 il y a à peu près 24 heures. Et donc j'ai fait après 24 heures sous J3 et 2 riz, et c'est vrai que là ça allait très très vite.
Paul, on est en direct et en duplex également du Salon Nautique, où on a une petite surprise pour vous. Nos 2 invités vous concernent directement. On a François Gabard, et vous naviguez sur son ancien bateau Massif avec lequel il a gagné le Vendée Globe, et Michel Desjoyaux qui dirige l'écurie Mer Agitée au sein de laquelle vous êtes. On vous passe la main, Pierre-Louis.
Oui, je vais m'effacer moi devant nos 2 amis. D'abord Michel Desjoyaux qui le suit, puis après l'ancien propriétaire du SMA couleur Massif il y a 4 ans. D'abord Michel, je vous laisse parler avec Paul. Allez, ils se font des politesses, ils sont polis.
Bon, salut Polo, écoute, tu nous fais un truc extraordinaire depuis le début. Moi je voulais savoir ce matin si le fait de t'être, malgré lui et malgré ses problèmes techniques, défait de Jérémy, va faire que tu vas changer de rythme ou que tu vas rester sur le même mode comme tu fais depuis le début. C'est-à-dire que, est-ce que le fait de ne plus avoir de concurrence directe va faire changer quelque chose pour toi?
J'espère pas, mais c'est vrai que d'avoir Jérémy c'était bien parce que c'était stimulant de se dire si on arrive à faire la manœuvre un peu plus tôt, on voit tout de suite au classement qu'on a gagné un peu. Là je vais plus avoir de repères en fait autour, donc c'est un peu plus compliqué. Après je vais essayer quand même de me bagarrer parce que je me rends compte que des fois ça se joue à pas grand chose, qu'on arrive à passer devant un système et que si 4 jours avant on était allé un tout petit peu plus vite, ça nous aurait permis d'être un peu plus à l'aise sur les situations météo. Donc je vais tout faire pour essayer de garder le même rythme en tout cas.
François Gabard, question pour Paul.
Ouais, d'abord bravo. Donc ça me fait plaisir de voir ce beau bateau que tu mènes magnifiquement. Et savoir du coup si c'est pour toi possible dans les jours qui viennent de revenir éventuellement sur Sébastien devant et justement trouver un nouveau compagnon mais plutôt devant.
Je pense que dans les jours vraiment proches c'est compliqué, la météo a l'air assez... Il n'y a pas de problème particulier jusqu'au moins au sud de la Tasmanie, donc les conditions quand même à mon avis assez stables et il y a quand même un léger plus, donc il faudrait vraiment qu'il y ait un système qui leur barre la route. Donc là, proche, je vois pas trop de raison. Mais bon, faut voir parce que je vais essayer de m'accrocher quand même. J'ai réussi à bien revenir grâce à ce système qui m'a bien aidé là. Et puis après, on verra, la route est encore longue.
Vas-y, François.
Décris-nous un peu du coup cette première tempête des mers du Sud et est-ce que c'est conforme à ce que tu attendais? Est-ce que tu as eu des surprises, des bonnes, des mauvaises?
Pas trop de mauvaises surprises. C'est vrai que ce qui est délicat, c'est ce que je disais, c'est que si on se rend compte qu'on a envie d'aller vite, donc on n'a pas envie forcément de réduire trop vite. Et on se rend compte que c'est très compliqué de réduire une fois que c'est rentré fort, donc c'est là la difficulté. Donc ce qui est difficile, c'est quand c'est parti, quand il y a 35 nœuds et qu'il y a un truc qui ne va pas sur le pont, c'est vraiment compliqué d'y aller parce que faut se mettre devant arrière, faut bien s'accrocher et tout est long et on perd beaucoup de temps parce que le bateau part devant arrière en fuite et voilà, j'essaie d'anticiper au maximum pour éviter d'avoir ces choses à faire là et ça s'est plutôt bien passé où j'ai réussi à faire les timings de manœuvre au bon moment et étonnamment la mer et le vent étaient vraiment très stables. J'ai pas trop subi justement réussi à rester assez low fait pour pas subir des grains violents quoi. Donc ça je suis assez content.
Paul, on a pu constater, Paul, avec cette visio, que les conditions sont assez agitées. En tout cas, on est ravis de vous avoir eu. Je peux vous dire qu'il y a du monde ici qui vous suit. La petite Eva qui nous demandait est-ce qu'on aura Paul aujourd'hui? Oui, et on peut l'encourager parce qu'il y a du monde qui vous suit au Salon Nautique comme au PC Course à Paris. Bon courage et bon vent et à très bientôt. Merci, Paul.
Merci.